There we go. Welcome, everyone, to our live Wednesdays. Let me turn off the music and we can get all of that squared away. And this is confirming that's recording. Okay, good. So we are all set. So, welcome, everybody, to tonight's our usual Wednesday. Every week, we come here live to answer your questions and talk about what I think is an interesting topic. So, here are 3 reasons why you might want to follow this channel or what we have going on here. You might want to follow for these 3 reasons. One, maybe you want to be at the front of the wave of the most current expansion into our evolution and ascension, and maybe all about longevity, health, and wellness. And a second reason is you want to be part of dismantling the ancient architecture that has been compressing and suppressing humanity for eons. And then a third reason is maybe you're looking for someone who has a lot of lived experience. They're not just talking from reading a book. I've been through hell and back and born and raised in a religious cult, escaped an abusive marriage, escaped that abusive cult. And so now I can spot cults a mile away, including the global cult that we are currently in. So tonight, what did I want to talk about tonight was about a topic that maybe you haven't heard much about. And these are called open soul extensions. So what are they? How can they benefit you? And what's the point? So an open soul extension is a part of a multifaceted part of our existence. So we actually exist on 12 different, I don't know if you want to call them dimensions, planes, realities, timelines, whatever you want to call it, doesn't really matter, but there's 12 of them. And if any of those are off or they're struggling, whether it's financially or in relationships or maybe your health, whatever issue that you're working on, you can explore if any of these open soul extensions have issues related to what you're going about. And then they can be cleared and it would manifest and reflect in your life. So that is an interesting topic. As a matter of fact, we are going to be exploring this much further in a future 12-day program. So we just started our current 12-day program all about sovereign relationships, which has been quite fascinating, going very deep in all of the layers of relationships. And so next, Spirit is directing me to explore the topic of, well, this would be another part of what's emerging. So if you want to be at the front of the wave of what is emerging, is how people are interested in creating communities. They're no longer interested in supporting this old program, this old paradigm, this patriarchy of oppression, etc. And we're also not interested in overthrowing and, breaking down these current structures. Instead, there is a whole emerging group of humanity that knows that the only way out is to create it, to create communities, to connect with like minds, to connect with people who have a same vision as you do. Maybe they want some regenerative farming, or they want to connect with other people. And so without all of the ruling governances that are so oppressive. And so this is what's emerging. And I don't know about your algorithms, but that's all that's showing up in mine are all the people that are wanting to create communities and build our way out of this mess that we're in. So instead of focusing on the latest and all the topics on the news, that's a waste of time and energy. I was thinking of doing a reading tonight on David Wilcock. He used to, I sort of launched my popularity on doing readings on people. And I thought, you know what? That is just keeping people in and locked into the stories, the structures of oppression, and it's also creates a lot of division. So we are emerging from this third dimension into this fifth dimension. And so this is a lot of the parts of what we are currently creating and clearing and amplifying, so that we can go from this 3D, which is all about struggle and separation and just the grind of it all and struggle, and moving into these higher frequencies, this fifth dimension, where things are way easier, far more magical, way more joy, where there is connection and there is no longer separation and division. So political parties don't matter, race doesn't matter, gender doesn't matter, age doesn't matter. We're all part of the same soup, and there's a growing, emerging group of people who want to create this new reality together. As a matter of fact, I discovered you might want to check it out, um, someone who has built a platform, and I think it's called retribalize.io or something like that. And this, he's a young person who has this dream and vision and goal of assembling people who do have like minds, who are interested in creating this new reality of oneness and cooperation and contribution and co-creation and collaboration. And so as a result, he was able to manifest uh, the property of a billionaire who wanted to help him create his dream and vision. So he has 17 people who are creating their community on this property. I guess the owner, he actually built it or bought it or created it for his family, but his family wasn't interested because there wasn't anything to do there. So this group of young men, mostly it seemed like, are creating a community with this like-minded vision. And so he's also helping other people assemble with like minds. So I joined there, and it links me up with, I think, 5 different people who I haven't had time yet to connect with, but I'm going to. And so this is where it all starts, with a dream, with a vision, with some goals, with some ideas, connect with like minds, see where the universe wants to take you. So that's sort of what I'm exploring tonight. Let me go back to these open soul extensions and how can it benefit you. So one of the things that we were doing in this sovereign relationships is, in our advanced group, we were clearing open soul extensions. So we were finding the lifetimes or the dimensions or these extensions where there was trouble in relationships, whether it's abusive or somehow just not very conducive to creating the frequencies that we want in this lifetime. And so, there's just so many layers to all of these things. So I'm just always looking for new ways to explore on how we can grow and expand. All right. That was a short spiel tonight. And let me see if there's something else that I wanted to talk about tonight. Yes, there is. I didn't mention it before, but I did want to talk a little bit about psychic attacks. And before I do that, I want to see who's here. We have a lot of similar people that come and support here every week. And this will also be where you'll be able to place your questions. So let's see who we have here. Welcome, Sandy and Nancy and Charlene All my favorite people, Teresa, Marianne, welcome, Tara, and Selma, welcome back, Selma, and Linda from Louisiana. I don't hear anything. Be back. Okay, well, um, I hope you guys can hear me now. We are into this. All right. So, okay, so getting back to one of the things I wanted to talk about was about psychic attacks. So this has been a very common thing, especially for people who are on the ascension timeline, light workers, people who are more expanded in their evolution, those who are on these higher dimensions, higher frequencies, whether it's 5D, and there's a growing number who are in the 12th dimension now. The dark side, can find all kinds of ways of infiltrating into our field. I know a few days ago, I woke up and felt dizzy like immediately, that doesn't happen. And so the first thing I'm looking for, all right, is what's infiltrated. I'm checking for cords, and I found a cord only in one ear. So that would create an imbalance in equilibrium. And there were also 500 curses at my root chakra. And this was just from going to sleep and waking up. And there was also another, let's see, what else was there? So I also checked my spine for any infiltration, and there were these AI cords that can attach to your spine. And so whenever there's a cord, that not only programs information, but it's also siphoning information or energies. So these cords can be one way that they can infiltrate, and usually it's in a chakra, but sometimes it's in our crown, in our ears, in our eyes, in our spine, in various chakras. Another thing that they will often use, and sometimes this is on a daily basis, if your energy field is not very strong, it will use those 50 programs that it will put at the root. Now, it loves going to the root chakra because they know that this is the foundation for everything above it. So if they could kind of knock you out at the knees at the root chakra, then they know that can affect everything above it. So that is a very common place where they will infiltrate with energies. So these programs or black boxes, I use them interchangeably now. Cords and curses seem to be the main energies and frequencies that they're using right now. So check your energy field daily. Have a way of being able to confirm a yes or no, and especially if you're grounded. That's like energy 101, need to be grounded first. So you could use a dowsing pendulum as not witchcraft. It uses energy as the energy feeds down through your arm and into the pendulum. It's all energy. And you can also just tap into your own inner knowing. You can muscle test. There's lots of ways of getting that internal yes or no, but that is all super important. So I'm curious, what questions do you have for me tonight? And we will, Mary Ann, welcome back. Mary Ann wants to know, would like a read on, what is that? Know if I'm on the ascension timeline. Yes, you are on the ascension timeline, and you are grounded. So I think that's some progress, because I think in the past you've come here and you've not been grounded. So now you are grounded. Welcome, Sophia. And you've got that good earth energy coming up through your legs. There's no worry circle, but your heart is not grounded, and it's only about 15% open. So that's the result of uh, chords, 5 people chords. So that's not from AI, that's from a person, looks like a male in your root chakra. He's kind of angry, so maybe you know who that is. So that would be important to clear that out, and so that your heart can get grounded. You've got an infinite number of rings. Central orbit is good. Your left receiving hand is also blocked. So that would mean you would need to clear about 20 AI chords at that receiving hand. So, and that's just, some really basic of how your energy field should function on a daily basis, but also very important. All right, we've got some people over on Instagram, but no questions yet. All right, any other questions? Well, I'll share with you a few things that we are working on that we've been finding has been very powerful and very helpful in our sovereign relationship program, in the 12-day program. So there are a lot of things that interfere with satisfying relationships, right? So one of the things we've been clearing the mother wound, father wound. Those create the foundational energies for how we relate to the opposite sex. That our fathers were the first man in our life, and so that can set the foundation for how we relate to all men. And the same thing for men and their mothers, and vice versa. Sometimes we feel kind of neglected or maybe dismissed by our mother, or maybe she was abusive too. So there's lots of things that can create a mother wound. So this can be calibrated, the percent that we have cleared this wound, and then we clear what's been in the way. So that's been a powerful thing. Another thing that we have been working on is today we cleared sexual trauma, and also circumcision for men. So both of these have created a lot of trauma for both men and women. And I believe that sexual intimacy is the greatest barometer of how your relationship is actually doing. So often that is the first thing that tends to fade or diminish when there's any kind of trouble in a relationship. And so that's a very good indicator of how healthy and successful your relationship is. And these frequencies that we've been clearing can easily interfere with that being satisfying, or where you feel like you can really be vulnerable and drop into these really intimate places. So, sexual trauma and then circumcision is a very, very deep old wound with men that lies very deeply in their subconscious that can also affect their relationships with their member. I'll just say that. All right. We have also been working on feeling safe in relationships. Now that went really deep. We went deep into open soul extensions, past lives. So it's been very powerful. All right, looks like we might have a few questions popping up. Marianne, great, is has been reading the book, so that's great. Okay, Linda would like to know how she's doing on her ceremony integration timeline. Yeah, so Linda was at our retreat, and we did do some plant elixir, an Egyptian elixir, plant medicine. And so this is the one of the things that we calibrated. I think it's really important that when you are doing any kind of ceremony with plant medicine, is that the ceremony in and of itself is not the thing, even though that can be very powerful and very purgative. But really, the more important part is how well you integrate that. So we got everybody up to speed at the retreat so that they can be fully integrated, but then it unfolds over time. And so, as I recall, Linda, yours was about, I want to say 5 months. Was that, maybe that was about right? Let's see. Yeah, so you've integrated still 100%. And let's see how long it will continue to unfold, this integration. Weeks, months, saying 3 months. So I can't remember if it was 3 or 5 months, but it's 3 months now. So let us know how that is playing out for you. Yeah. So it's a really important metric for people who do ceremony. All right. Tara, can you clear my father wound and clear any sexual issues? Let's see. I believe, are you in our 12-day program? I think you are. Let me see. Hang on just a second. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so that's what. So I'm not going to do any clearings here, but I'll let you know what. I'll let you know about some of the issues that you're clearing. Your father wound you have cleared only about 3%. Yeah, so that's this a lot, a lot left to clear. So in your root chakra, there's still a lot of fury and curses, about 100 curses that need to be cleared, and programs at your crown chakra. There are about 50 programs. And then in the third layer of your aura, which connects to your third chakra, it's all about your power. There are a lot of curses there as well, about 20. So that would just relate to your father wound. And then you were also asking about sexual issues. Yeah, it looks like from about the age of 10 to about 15, there are issues. This is affecting your beliefs in your sixth chakra, a lot of fear and fury, as well as some shame. And so it's not uncommon for the victim to feel like it's somehow their fault, or that it needs to be kept in hiding. So you've probably kept a lot of these energies secret for a long time. And so women are really starting to, or they have been for a while, but really diving deep into these issues. They know that they don't have to be ashamed of these kinds of inappropriate behaviors by people who should have been responsible. And in your root chakra, there are about 100 programs. So that is just sort of a skim of what needs to be cleared. So, yeah. All right, Sophia, would you be able to scan my lawsuit avatar? Yes, indeed. So it's not grounded right now, Sophia. There are curses at the root chakra of this avatar. And there are also, so the curses at the root, about 100. And then there's also curses at the crown of this avatar, about another 100. There's no earth energy coming up through the legs, more curses, about 50 at each foot. Let's see what else. There's also some programs at the heart of this avatar. So these programs want you to feel bad and, like it's your fault. You caused all these problems. And there are about 50 of those programs right in the heart chakra. Your attorney is also not grounded. So that, unless, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think maybe you guys, maybe this is one of the avatars that you were going to do on your own. So I'm not sure which lawsuit we're looking at. Maybe the hospital one. Yeah, so that's the one I'm looking at. Okay. So there is, if there is an attorney, they're not grounded. They've got about 100 programs at their root chakra. So that's a sort of an initial read. So hopefully that will help, Sophia. All right, thank you. Yes, 5. Okay, good. So Linda, you have shortened your integration time. So that's great. Okay. Kia ora, thank you from New Zealand. You're welcome. I'm not sure what I did, but thank you for coming all the way from New Zealand. I guess it's morning for you, maybe. Anyway, welcome, Krita. How's my field doing? Have I integrated the ceremony completely? And I was interested in doing another. Does that resonate with me? Yes, it does. It does resonate with you. You seem to have an affinity for this plant medicine. Let's see, maybe the soonest, because I know that you were like one of the fastest ones to be able to integrate this. It was only going to take like a week, 100%. And yes, I'm getting that you're fully integrated. And let's see, weeks, months. I'm getting in about 3 months would be time for another ceremony or later. So that would be good. I think maybe this May, June, July, August. Yeah, May, June, July, August. August, that's when I'll be doing it. I'm going to be joining Gigi in Egypt then in August for the 8/8 ceremony. I think it's for advanced healers, but based on how quickly you integrated this medicine, I think she would likely consider you advanced. So if you're interested in that, I would email her or text me and I'll send you the link that she sent me. All right. I hope you can come to Egypt. That would be awesome. All right, let's see what else we have here. Hospital, yes, the negligence case. That's what I was looking at, Sophia. Krita, also, do I have any interference with visibility or being seen? So like a fear of being seen. It's only 15%. In your sixth chakra, second layer, there's some programs, about 20. These started really young, like I'm getting like the age of 3. Maybe you were really shy for whatever reason that is. So these programs go back all the way to the age of 3. So yeah, clear that. Yeah, I think that would be good. All right. Teresa, I ventured into another big energetic clearing session on Sunday. Great. I've been sleeping a lot. That's also good. That's the easiest way to integrate. Is there anything I can clear to help my processing and integration? Well, let's see. Let's see how well we got everybody up to 100% for the integration. As far as how much longer it will be for you for this integration to unfold, months. I'm getting months, 3 months. I think yours was 5 as well, but can't remember. Anyway, it's going to be about 3 months. So, what you're currently going through in your root chakra, so you've lost your grounding cord for one, at least right now. You've lost your grounding cord. Cords. There's about 100 cords at your root chakra. So this is AI trying to program and siphon energy off. So clear that. And about 50 programs there as well. So I know that your system seems to be pretty sensitive to the things that are going on or the things you're processing. So that in and of itself may be enough to kind of get you over the hump. But you can also put some questions in the Telegram group for our other program as well if you need additional help. Okay, thanks for asking. Tara, has your integration time increased as well? What emotional blockage am I having in my intestines? Your integration is going to continue to unfold over, I'm getting 5 months. Now, I think that that's what it was before. Or has that increased? I'm not sure. You'll have to let me know. What's going on in your small intestines? Those are curses, about 100, right in your solar plexus, brought to you by AI, ancient interference. Your small intestines are currently functioning at about 15%. That's the curses. In your root, 50. 765. And there are also some programs, about 50 right at your crown chakra. So take care of that. Okay, great. Okay, good. Welcome, Justine. It's 1:30 here, and thank you for all the help and support you have given me over the years. Your recordings are my go-to. Well, good. I'm so glad, Justine. It's been helpful. And yeah, there's a lot of free help available on YouTube. There you can binge watch all kinds of videos there. And this is a free support as well. So yeah, thanks for showing up and being ever faithful, loyal supporter. Appreciate it. All right, Miss Sandy, how is my integration? Great. So as you can tell, there's a lot of people here from the retreat. And also does another plant medicine journey. And can you check my field? Okay, let's see how your integration is going. So you're going to continue to unfold this integration over, it's saying weeks, over the next 3 weeks. I don't know if that's shortened for you or not, but that's where you are now. Another plant medicine ceremony does resonate in about, I'm getting about 6 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Yeah. So even though you're going to integrate this, it looks like it'll unfold, this last one, over about 3 weeks. It really wants you to embody these energies before you go diving in again. But you might want to check Gigi's schedule for what's happening in 6 months out. So that's, let's see, May, June, July, August, September, October, around November. I don't think, I'm not sure if she has anything scheduled out that far, but you'll keep an eye out. All right, great. And welcome, Selma. Let's see, what have we got? Where am I with my father and mother wounds, and how do they affect my relationship? What to do for healing? Well, as usual, Energy 101, Selma. You got to get grounded. So you've lost your grounding cord again. There are curses at your root chakra. There are about 20 curses. Let's see, what else? Your mother and father wound. Your father wound, you have healed about 50%. Your mother wound, you have healed 100%. So well done. Father wound still has some energies lurking in your root chakra. Second layer, where there's still a lot of fury, held in place by some these programs, these black boxes. So there's about 50 of those that should be cleared. Let's see what else. So the way that it's affecting your relationship is in your root chakra in the second layer. It keeps a lot of fear in the relationship space so that you don't feel safe. You don't feel safe in your body. You don't feel safe to be vulnerable, to kind of drop in and yeah, all of that. So, yeah, not enough confidence or stability. That's all affecting the root chakra. So, run your energy. That's what you do for healing. It's simple, not necessarily easy, but it just takes consistency. It's not really that hard. All right. Well, thanks for showing up, Selma. So Tara, it was 3 months. So it looks like it's increased. It's increased. Yeah. Okay. It's increased to 5 months now. So the reason there are some beliefs in your sixth chakra, 6-2, a lot of fury. So likely a lot of what got stirred up is still getting stirred up. Like maybe you found even some deeper pockets of this anger, rage, fury that got stirred up in the retreat, with this medicine. And so that's I think that's actually good news in that you're still excavating, you're still digging deep and really want all of these deeper layers out. So that's kind of where you are right now, but it doesn't have to stay there. It doesn't have to, I don't think it will keep increasing, because what you're going to do is you're going to, like right now, you're not grounded. So that's another really important piece, is to put down that grounding cord and clear 50 programs at your root chakra so you can really get grounded and stay there. Stay grounded so that you can keep releasing this stuff. So it likely increased because stuff started backing up. There was like no place for it to go. So that's the importance of staying grounded. All right, good. Keep at it, my dear. KM Babe, I'd like a scan on my kidneys. I have back flank pain. What do I need to do? Well, as you know, I'm not a doctor. I am here just giving an energetic assessment. So first of all, you have no grounding cord. So that, number one, most important, there's nowhere for the energies to go if you're not grounded. So what's causing you to not be grounded are curses at the root chakra. There's about 100 brought to you by ancient interference. So that needs to be cleared. The kidneys in and of themselves are only operating at about 15%. So yes, they do need some help. There are curses in the root chakra. So the curses we just talked about are affecting the kidneys. Let's see your spine. There's no like cording in your spine, so that's good. Some other important parts that are connected to the kidneys, however, are one, the adrenal glands, which are even lower than the kidneys, operating energetically at about 3%. So the kidneys the adrenals govern the kidneys. So what's causing that to be diminished are programs in your sixth chakra. There are about 50 of those programs or black boxes. So that needs to be cleared out of your sixth chakra. It has a lot of fury in it. Fury. So clear that. And then the endocrine gland that governs the adrenals is your pituitary in your brain. That is also only operating at 3%. So this also relates to the curses. These curses are at your crown chakra, however, about 50, brought to you by AI. So that whole hierarchy needs to be cleared. That's all part of your detox system, right? And then that feeds into, what feeds into all of that, or how they're very interrelated, is your lymphatic system. So the kidneys filter all of the lymphatic fluid, and that is also diminished, only at 3%. That's the result of programs in your sixth chakra, about 50. So it's not like just one thing, right? All of these parts are interrelated and interconnected. And there may be other parts, but this is a main system that operates together that all needs to be function and flowing, especially because it's such an important and critical detox system. So when this is backed up, then all kinds of other issues and problems can result because of that. So that's what you need to work on. All right, you're welcome. Let's see what else. Oh, good, Sandy. It's shortened for you. Good. Yay. Okay, yeah, check with Gigi. You're welcome, Selma. Let's see if Instagram has any questions. We've got about 15 minutes left, so any other questions would be great. Yeah. What you got? What you got for me? Yeah, we've been working a lot on relationships in this program. I'll give you a heads up about some things that are coming down the pike that just got anchored today. So for our next luminary activation, which is always the first Thursday of the month, so our June luminary activation, I think it's the second. I'm not sure. First Thursday is all about 5D, crossing the 5D threshold. So it's the 5D threshold activation. So we are emerging into this higher timeline where everything is getting so much easier. And I think it's sort of a shortcut, or I don't know if you want to call it an energy hack, to make your life so much easier. It's just get in the higher timeline where everything is more magical and where everything is much more cohesive and harmonious and more joyful and less effort and no separation. So why not just get there? So in our next luminary activation, we're going to be clearing everything that's in the way of us ascending into this fifth dimension. And I think you'll find that your life will just become spontaneously or magically just a whole lot easier if you can maintain that next level of higher frequency. So that's what we're going to be doing for the next luminary activation. And then the July, as sort of in honor of our independence from the matrix, from oppression, from the crumbling paradigm and system, is we're going to be talking about, um, let's see if I don't remember the exact title, but it has to do with, um, I want to get it for you. So hang on just a minute. I think it'll be good. It'll be worth the wait. Hang on. Let's see what we got here. Mhm. It has to do with community, and here we go. Yes, the 5D activation in July. Um, yeah, it has to do with, hang on, here it is. The next 12-day program. Nope, that's not the one. Hang on. July, here we go. Golden Age activation. So July is going to be the Golden Age activation, the shift from waiting to creating. So, and then yeah. So that's what we're merging into, and this is sort of what's really coming up as part of being part of the front of the wave. Is we're no longer waiting for this new golden age. We're not waiting for a solar flash. We're not waiting for a savior. We're not waiting for a new president. We're not waiting for anything. We are stepping into taking bold, inspired action so that we can create what we desire. So it's not about waiting anymore. It's about really taking the steps and really building this new golden age. So that's what I'm excited about. We're not trying to escape this old system, this old broken thing that we've got governing us. We're not interested in wasting time and energy revolting against it either. That's a wasted energy. Instead, step away, back away from the Titanic, and get on a new ship. Get on the new ship that's coming by, and yeah, that's really where things are headed. So let's see if we have time for couple more questions. Okay, great, Cam Babe. Where do we get info on the different layers that you mentioned? In my next book that hasn't been written yet. Yeah, a lot of the things I'm talking about, this is all front of the wave stuff. It's not out there, I'm listening, I'm paying attention. These are all inspired messages from source. So, I'm not sure which layers you're talking about, because we talk about lots of different layers. We're talking about soul extensions, so we're talking about the different layers. So actually, my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, that's available on Amazon, the layers of the aura in here, I realized, since I just recently have proofread this so that I can do an audio book of an updated version, that this only goes to the 40th layer of our aura. And we currently are going out to the 100th layer before breaking through to infinity. So in rereading my book, reading my own book, I discovered what needs to be updated. So that's one thing, the layers of the aura. Also, the creative rings, I think it only went to 50. I don't remember how many, but we go to 100 now before breaking through to infinity. There's lots of different things. Also, the oversoul that we bring in, that's not included in the last book either. So lots of updates coming down the pike, and soon enough. When? I'm still working on it. Okay, Krita. I know Gregory said I should be able to give Shaktipada now, but I feel hesitant about claiming that. I have done it spontaneously a couple times, but it seems beyond my control. Is it true? I think Gregory might be one to talk to about that, because I know he really had some higher ups initiate him, and so I don't really know how that whole process works. However, how ready are you to administer this? you're only about 15% ready. So you might want to, you might even know how, but you like that's the part where you feel that resistance where like I want to, but it's not happening yet, or it doesn't quite feel comfortable. So if you go to your sixth chakra, second layer where that fear lives, there's a fear of like doing it wrong, that you might do it wrong. So when you're really channeling this this frequency, this energy, I don't think you can do it wrong. I think when you're really in it, that it doesn't go wrong. But until you have enough confidence in that, that's why you're hesitating. Also, in your root chakra, second layer, there's also some more fear there, and curses, about 20 curses. Mhm. Okay, because I know how fast you work, let me recheck that. So now you are 100% ready. Of course, I knew you would be. But you still might want to talk to Gregory and get some of his input just so it would anchor your confidence in the whole thing. All right, I'm glad you're stepping into that. That's awesome. All right, a couple more questions. How can it get any better than this? My favorite question. I wonder. What can I do to help my termite issue resolve as quickly as possible? Yeah, I remember talking about that at the retreat. It's that the big metaphor, right? Well, how's your avatar doing? Have you been checking that? Because it's not grounded. So ground your avatar for all of that. There's some programs there, about 20 at the root chakra. That's the main thing. And then the left receiving hand is also blocked with about 20 curses. So you can't quite receive what you're trying to create. So those would be two good things. You are grounded, your energy is flowing really well, but your left receiving hand as well is also blocked with those 20 curses. So that would be my suggestion. Okay, so Marianne wants to know if her husband is the angry male that has cords to me, or is it her brother? Which is it? It's your brother. Yeah. So that's a good differentiation. I think that's how you say that word. Good to differentiate between the two. Absolutely. Okay, yeah, I can't wait for the next book either. Okay, yeah. So the layers of the aura, that is outlined in the book up to the 40th layer. The new audio, updated audio that I'm going to be doing of the book will have all the layers all the way up to the 100th layer, and all the updates. So thank you for encouraging me to get it done. I know it's, sometimes you keep putting things on the back burner. Okay, well, I'm glad I reminded you about the avatar, Linda. Good. Is your boss a saboteur? No, just might be one, not grounded, and angry, 100% angry. So, yeah, but not a saboteur. Okay, Selma, I know I already asked the question, if there's enough time? Okay, good. I just remembered one more thing. Could you please check where am I now with the addiction to drama and the old story? Drama and chaos, yes. 15%, that's much better, Selma, great. There still is a little bit in your sixth chakra, 6-2, where there's some of that fury. So that fury is still addicted to a little bit to that fury that fuels the drama and chaos and the stories. So that would be important to clear. Yeah, looks like that's the only place. So good to see some progress, Selma. Great. Yay, I'm glad you guys are excited about the new book. That inspires me to get going, to get it done. Okay. You love these colors. Well, great. I always appreciate compliments. I never get tired of that. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see if there's any questions on Instagram. There are not. Okay. Well, I think on Instagram you have to like, subscribe something to ask a question. But I appreciate you being here. And unfortunately, it doesn't save this on Instagram, but the place to find lots of shorts and a repeat of what we're doing here is on my YouTube channel, Shama Kim Productions. So you can always go there and binge watch all kinds of things that are about my channel and all the things I do and do here. And yeah. So I appreciate all of you coming here and supporting me each week. And I love answering all of your questions. I kind of geek out on this stuff, so I love doing it. All right. Well, come back next week and ask more questions, and we'll see what is emerging and on the horizon for what is up and coming. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time. And until then, what is my favorite question, Sandy? How does it get any better than this? And then stay in that blissful question of, I wonder what that 5D is like. I wonder what that 12D is like. All right, blessings.